Yo guys, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I am back with another review, but this time it is the PLE that officially happened last night's review, and that being Survivor Series. I will tell you now that I personally really enjoyed Survivor Series last night. I know a lot of people are hating on the ending and the Dominic and John Cena match. I've heard a lot of people are hating on those two moments, but I've not really heard much about the women's War Games match itself. Nikki Bella versus Stephanie, not so much. And then the men's War Games match itself, I've not really heard people moan too much on that, but I have heard people moan here and there about the match between Dominic and John Cena and the ending with the thing that we'll talk about when we get onto it, because I don't want to spoil it in case you're the kind of wrestling fan that likes to just watch reviews. So I won't spoil that bit just yet. I do normally record with a mic, but I was literally like 3 minutes, luckily, not that far into filming this video that you're currently watching right now. Yeah, the green light went off, which means it wasn't recording. So, yeah, and it takes like 2 hours to charge up, so I'm having to film without the microphone. So I'm hoping, because I have to edit this, because obviously I have to put the match cards up on the screen and stuff, that I can adjust this audio sound so I sound a lot clearer, because when I'm not recording with a microphone I seem to sound a little bit muffled. So hopefully I can up the volume, but I'm not too sure. But anyways, yeah, I don't have much negatives to say about Survivor Series. I think the only negatives I have is about the first match, which is that we're speaking about right now, which is the Women's War Games match. I will tell you now, I got 4 out of 4 matches correct in the terms of match order. I'm not going to say how much I got right for the winners, because obviously we'll speak about that as I'm sort of talking about the matches, but this match right here that is currently on your screen was the match to kick off Survivor Series. And this is the only match that personally, for me, from watching it, you know, with my very own eyes, that had a few negatives a part of it. The other 3 matches, personally, for me, has no negatives, like, whatsoever. I really enjoyed the other 3 matches. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this match. And you're going to be a bit like, huh, you have, like, some negatives, but you gave this match, because I will tell you the match rating that I gave it. I did give this match right here a low 5 out of 5, because don't get me wrong, it was a very good match, like a very good match. We had a lot of moments in this match right here that made it a 5 out of 5, right? But I will say now that the only, like, they're not big negatives, but the only slight negatives I have is that I wish the use of weapons was a bit more than it was, considering the fact that the women brought a lot of weapons into the match, but they weren't used as much as I would have liked. I feel like we had moments, obviously, in the match where we had, like, a chain being involved and the kendo stick being involved and the bin lid being involved, but that was really it. Like, we didn't get much moments where, like, weapons were, like, involved, like chairs and tables and I don't even know what else. Like, just kind of wish there was a little bit more involved when it comes to weapons, considering most of the women brought out weapons with them. And then the second negative that I have about this match right here is that AJ Lee wasn't really a part of it that much. Like, I just kind of felt that we didn't really see much of AJ Lee in this match, which was very odd, considering she was quite early on in the match, but rarely saw her, which I just found a little bit weird. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to kick on straight away with what happened in this match, because I have wrote all this for the women's and all that little bit at the back for the women's. So I wrote down quite a lot. Yeah. So I'm going to kick straight on with it, and I'm going to speak about it, and then I'm going to tell you, like, kind of like what I liked about this. Well, I kind of already told you what I disliked about this match, because just the use of weapons, I wish there was just a little bit more than there was, and then I wish AJ was involved a little bit more in the match, because I felt that she wasn't really involved. But then that's literally my only negatives about the whole show, like literally the only 2 negatives about the whole show. So personally for me, like I've already said, I really enjoyed this show, And like I said again, it was a low 5 out of 5 for me, this match, because it was long and there was good use of weapons. Like, we did see some crazy moments with the weapons, and I felt that everybody had a good showing but AJ. So it kind of let it down a little bit. But yeah, Charlotte Flair and Asuka started it off, and it went on for 5 minutes, just being a one-on-one match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka. There's no shark cages involved. I don't know if that's going to be the continuation, if like every War Games, if we do War Games next year again, that it's going to be shark cage is involved, because I liked this version. I preferred the version of no shark cages, because there's that anticipation and unexpectedness of who's going to come out next, and it kind of felt like a mini Royal Rumble, because obviously we got 8, like, not surprise entrants, but we got 8 entrants that we didn't know who was going to be next. When they're in a war games, when they're in a cage all together, they kind of just push past each other, and then one runs out, and we know obviously straight away who's going to be the next person. But it being kind of like a mini Royal Rumble made it just feel that much more better as a stipulation for me personally. Yeah, so I quite enjoyed the no shark cage situation. Do you guys, let me know in the questions below, do you prefer it, or do you prefer the shark cages? It was good back and forth for the first 5 minutes between Charlotte and I'll about to say Alexa, Charlotte and Asuka. Yeah, it was a very good back and forth. Really enjoyed their 5-minute match that we got. Io Sky was the 3rd woman out for obviously Team Rhea, and she came out with a bin lid, which I was like, oh no, like no trash can? That's a bit weird. Okay, but yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit when we get onto it. Io did slip when she was about to do a move off the top rope, but managed to counteract it. That it didn't look like she slipped like badly, because she managed to make it look good. That's how good Io Sky is, because if shit happens, you know, like it happens where they slip and stuff like that. We saw it on Monday Night Raw with Brock Lesnar, where we literally tumbled over, which is still very, very funny. Yeah. And Becky Lynch was the 4th woman out for team, well, not the 4th woman out for Team Asuka, because she hasn't had 4 of her members out yet, but she was the 4th person to make her way to the ring, and she came out with a kendo stick and destroyed the living shit out of Io with it. Becky tried to team with Charlotte, but Charlotte was having none of it, because obviously Charlotte's not a part of that team and their history they have with one another. But I did quite like the revisiting of Charlotte and Becky during this match. That was quite cool to see. Alexa Bliss was the 5th woman to make her way to the ring, and of course being a part of Team Rhea. Didn't really see much of what Alexa Bliss done though. Didn't really write anything down, so she can't have done like that much crazy stuff. Yeah, Kairi Sane was the 6th woman out, but she didn't come alone. She came with a chain. Well, a green chain if you want to be precise with it. Which was quite cool to see. I like that. Like, not just it being like a stereotypical like chair or table. I like the fact that we got something a little bit different, or like more kendo sticks or something. It was a chain. I quite enjoyed that, so that was quite cool. Kairi done a running dive onto Alexa with a chain, and then like smacked her like bang on in the face with the chain where it wrapped around her. While when she jumped onto like Charlotte Flair's back, and then like elbowed Alexa right in the face with the chain wrapped around her, which was very, very cool. And then the hit into the ribs of Io Sky by Kairi Sane like sounded horrible. Like the way it just like smacked her bang on in the ribs, like not even like catched her like elbow like and like arm, it like literally bang on like smacked her right in the ribs. Like, yeah, that sounded and didn't look like I wanted to be something I wanted to be a part of, because that it just didn't look nice. Alexa and Charlotte and Io were then wrapped in the chain, which I really liked, and then were Asuka and Kairi Sane were kicking the shit out of all 3 of them, while Becky was like egging them on to do it, which was, I really enjoyed that. And it was like different, and I was not expecting them to be wrapped in a chain with one another. AJ Lee was the Seth, what the hell did I just say? Seventh? I sound like I said Seth and seven in the same sentence. What the fuck? AJ Lee was the 7th woman out, and obviously to help Team Rhea. I know Rhea's not a part of this match right now, but it's Rhea's team, so that's why I'm saying Team Rhea, if you're wondering why Charlotte was out first, or Rhea, so what are you going on about? That's why I'm saying Team Rhea. But Becky grabbed the cage door so that AJ couldn't make her way into the ring. So what did AJ Lee do? Climbed the cage, and trust me when I say I was slightly panicking when she started climbing up the cage, because she's never been a part of the cage match in her whole career, like never, because she was part of an era where women's entrances were longer than the matches themselves. So for the most part, so I was honestly a bit like, AJ, get down, what you doing, mate? Like a bit like, oh god, when she was climbing the cage, but she climbed it with ease, like she'd done this match like a million times before. She climbed it up so fast, and yeah, she was absolutely fine. And then AJ was cooking. Like, we saw her obviously for like when she first made her way into the ring, like she was cooking. Like, she was beating everybody down. She looked really like on a game. Like this was not her second match back in 10 years. This was like her 20th match back, because she just was cooking, like done so well. And then that pretty much was it. Like, we didn't really see her for the most part after that, which I just find really, really odd. I feel like they were giving her a moment in the ring when she first made her way into the ring. They gave her like a good like 2-minute like moment, and then she had moments here and there with teaming up with her teammates, and then obviously getting destroyed by the other teammates. Like, she had moments like here and there, but I feel like they were really trying to protect AJ in this match. Not the women in the ring themselves. Well, they were protecting her obviously, but the actual like wrestling creative team, I think, because this was her second match back, and they didn't want her to, get injured in her second match back. They were kind of wanted to keep her safe as much as they could. So I think that's why we didn't see much offense off AJ, but it's kind of gutting, to be honest with you, because she was cooking. Like, she was absolutely cooking, and it's a bit sad that we didn't really get to see much of her, but it's alright. And then Nia Jax was the 8th woman out and was dominating everyone. It was a 5-on-1 for Rhea, because by the time Rhea made her way out to the ring, and there was the last person, obviously, for Team Rhea, her teammates were beaten up, and it did become a 5-on-1 for her. And Rhea brought a lot of items, which she brought like a couple of kendo sticks and a bin. So she bought the bin, and Io earlier on in the match bought the lid. And she came dressed in a Art the Clown mask, and Art the Clown is like one of my favourite characters. And it's a thank you to Rhea, to be honest with you, to why he's one of my favourite characters, because I just find him absolutely hilarious. And really enjoyed like watching like TikTok clips of him like during the whole like Halloween era. So I was actually really excited for her to come out in a Halloween like type mask, Terrifier type mask of Art the Clown, and it looked fucking phenomenal. And she just, the whole outfit, to be honest with you, like she just looked like incredible. Yeah. Oh fucking hell. I still got quite a dry throat and like a slight cough, so if I have to pause this video to cough, I am very sorry, and if I cough during this video, I am also very sorry. Yeah, I've been ill for the past like 4 or 5 days now. Lash was the final woman to enter the War Games, and I'm actually really like happy that it was not AJ and Becky being the last 2 people to enter the War Games. I quite like that it was Rhea and Lash, because they clearly see something big in Lash, for Lash to be the last woman out, and to literally enter the ring and absolutely destroy the baby faces. Like, the elbow to AJ looked horrible, and I was very concerned for AJ when that happened, because those elbows that she does, she makes them sound like she's actually knocking the fuck out of somebody, because, yeah, it didn't look very nice. And Lash just walked in the ring and just completely destroyed everybody but Rhea. which I really liked because we got to see an interaction between Lash Legend for the heels and Rhea Ripley for the baby faces. And it wasn't just because Rhea's been in the match for like 3 minutes and Lash hasn't, you know, because Rhea was obviously before Lash Legend was, but Rhea still had like was still like, what am I looking for? Fresh. That's what I was looking for. She was still quite fresh because she's only been in the ring for like 3 minutes. And I loved that it was a back and forth. I was kind of worried that Lash was just going to completely destroy Rhea Ripley, or Rhea Ripley was just going to completely destroy Lash Legend, and that was that. But I'm so glad that we actually got like a really like good like back and forth between them both. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I'm glad that they booked it to go like that instead of one of them just destroying the other. Io was nearly pinned from the elbow by Kairi that she done from the top rope. And then we had a moment in the ring where Charlotte saved Rhea from being missed by Asuka. And because Charlotte saved Rhea from being missed, Asuka misted Lash Legend. And then obviously all the heels went to check on Lash Legend. And the baby faces were able to capitalize? I don't know that word anyway, on the fact that Lash had been missed, so there's kind of now a 4-on-5. And then we got a swanton. We finally got Io being Io, and we got the moment with the trash can. I did find it quite funny that AJ was obviously a bit too small, so she was trying to jump to give it to Io, and then Rhea was like, do you want my help? And then AJ was like, yes I do. And then she went on Rhea's shoulders and gave the trash can to Io Sky. Io Sky put it over herself and not just jumped off of the top of the cage onto the women, she done a swanton bomb from the top of the cage inside a trash can. Like Io is just insane. Like she proves like every time she's in the ring why she's one of the greatest of all time, because just putting your body on the line like that and doing a swanton, not just a normal just frog splash kind of thing onto the women. She done a swanton bomb in a trash can. Like she's crazy, man. She's crazy. And then all the heels were down but Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch tried to escape up the ring, up the cage, but Charlotte grabbed her down. Charlotte done her finisher, I think. And then Rhea done her finisher. And then AJ Lee, we finally got AJ Lee again. And AJ Lee came running through and done the Black Widow to pick up the victory for Team Babyfaces and submitted Becky Lynch. I did say in my prediction videos that I would not be a fan of AJ or Becky picking up the victory over one another, because in a way it's going to kind of feel like they only put them both in the match so that one of them could submit each other or pin each other, and that wasn't really needed for the feud, because they already had that feud there with AJ and Becky, because obviously AJ helped Maxine to win the Intercontinental Championship, so they already had that feud there. So AJ submitting Becky or Becky pinning AJ wasn't really needed, but the trash can move to KO all the women and then Becky being the last one standing was quite funny, to be honest with you, and I'm actually not too mad about it. Like I'm not too mad about it at all. So I'm actually all right with the fact that AJ was the one to win it for the women, for her team. So I'm actually not too frustrated with that. Yeah, but I guess in a way it makes Becky even more angry, because now she's been submitted twice by AJ and she's lost her Intercontinental Championship and all this other stuff that's going on with Becky. So it kind of helps Becky's character. So I'm actually not too mad about it. But yeah, I did predict in my Survivor Series video that Team Babyfaces / Team Rhea would get the victory. So I am currently 1 for 4 out of winners that I chose in my prediction video. And yeah, like I said, I did give this I did give this match right here a low 5 out of 5. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the only 2 negatives I have about this match is that I wish weapons were involved a little bit more, and that AJ got more offense and was involved in this match a lot more than she was. But other than that, a low 5 out of 5 match. The second match to happen on the Survivor Series card was the match for the Intercontinental Championship between Dirty Dominic Mysterio and the greatest of all time, the Never Seen 17, John Cena. And this was John Cena's last ever match, guys. His last ever match. Not last ever match, sorry, his last PLE match, that's what I meant. Not his last ever match. It was his last ever PLE match. And a lot of people are hating on this. I don't know. I don't know why. Obviously, people don't understand the way that John Cena likes to wrestle, and they also don't understand what Dominic's character is, clearly, because I thought this match was booked to perfection, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm glad that Dominic is the one to be in the history books of being John Cena's last ever PLE opponent. I personally really enjoyed this match and loved the way that it went. I loved the way that everything went about this match. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I did give it a high 4 out of 5 because personally I felt it was a very Dominic and John Cena match. Like, Dominic obviously cheating a lot, John Cena being very comedic and being John Cena in this match, and not obviously having a lot of moveset, because that's just not what John Cena's about. He hasn't got a lot of moveset. So I just felt it was a very John Cena Dominic match, and I personally just felt that this was really enjoyable. Roxanne did trip up John Cena like quite early on in this match, and also Raquel did punch John Cena as well, but the ref didn't see it, so they didn't get kicked out at that point. Dom tried a move, and this kind of similar move to what Penta done, and I generally, for about 2-3 minutes, however long it went on for, thought that Dominic had injured his shoulder, because he was pulling it off. The doctors were pulling it off. The ref, John Cena, Raquel and Roxanne were all pulling it off as if Dominic had actually injured his shoulder. Like, I was really concerned. I was like, are they just going to void this match and John Cena's not going to get to have his last PLE? Or is somebody going to make their return and have a match against John Cena? Like, what the hell is happening right now? Like, what are they going to do? Like, what the fuck? Because Dominic got me. Like, he fully got me. Like, 100%. Like, I did not think that this was a fake cheating, like, type of injury until Roxanne and Raquel got in the ring and started beating up John Cena. Then I was like, okay, no, it's not actual injury. Okay, thank God for that, because I was actually really concerned for Dominic, like, really concerned. But yeah, Raquel and Roxanne attacked John Cena and done both of their finishes, done the Tiana Bomb, I don't know how to pronounce it, and then obviously Roxanne did Pop Rocks on John Cena, which is such a cool moment for Raquel and Roxanne. Like, to get to be a part of John Cena's final match by walking out with Dominic Mysterio, to get to, you know, trip up John Cena and punch John Cena, to get to do their finishes on John Cena in his last PLE ever, is such a big moment for those two, and I'm so glad that those two were able to be somewhat involved in the match itself, because that's a big moment for them both. That they're in the history books now of being a part of John Cena's last ever match. Like, it's on the last PLE match. I really enjoyed it. And then obviously Dom got up really quickly and done the 619, but the ref refused to count. And I actually really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that the ref refused to count because of what Dominic tried to pull off. Like, that actually, like, made this match, like, a lot better for me, because I quite enjoyed that, because normally the refs just start counting even though someone's tried to cheat or whatever. But the ref refused, like, just straight up just refused to count, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. It was really cool. And then Raquel and Roxanne were kicked out of the arena. Then we got the signature John Cena moveset with the shoulder tackle, the 5-knuckle shuffle. Dom then undone his boot, and obviously when John was trying to do the STF again, obviously his boot came off. Dominic done the 619 and frog splash, but John Cena managed to kick out. I actually genuinely thought it was over then, to be honest with you. Dom then kicked out of the AA, and as he was going for another AA, Cena then took out the referee, and I was like, oh god, what is going to happen here? Like, what is going to happen here? Because Dom, actually, I was injured, that what I thought, and now the referee's been knocked down. Like, what else is going to happen in this match? Like, this has been like a up and down like match in terms of like, oh no, Dom's injured. Oh no, he's not. Oh, what is happening now? Yeah, crazy. And then obviously Finn and JD came down to help Dominic Mysterio, but it's Finn and JD, so they weren't much help at all because John Cena destroyed them, and also done the Super AA on both Finn Balor and JD, and AA both of them, which is insane that we got to see that for the last time as well. We'll never see a double AA ever again, which is quite insane. Well, live anyway, we'll see it obviously if we watch videos back, matches back, but we'll never ever see a double AA live again, which is kind of a bit sad if you look at it like that. Yeah. And then, none other than Liv Morgan made her return to WWE, slid her way into the ring, slapped Dominic Mysterio. I was like, what the fuck? Babyface Liv Morgan? No, surely not. Surely not. No. What? Huh? What is going on here? And then she jumped onto John Cena. And as soon as she jumped onto John Cena, I knew that it was a ruse. And she didn't actually deliberately punch Dominic Mysterio and turn babyface, because that just didn't really make any sense. Like, Liv jumping onto John Cena, for me personally, it didn't really work and make sense. So I knew immediately that Liv actually wasn't out here to help John Cena retain his Intercontinental Championship. She done the big-eyed heel turn John Cena that John Cena done in February Elimination Chamber, and then she done the repeat of what John Cena done to Cody by kicking him in the privates, which I actually really enjoyed. Like, we got a little throwback to John Cena's like career, like in the same year that he's retiring, you know. We got like a little throwback in that, and I really enjoyed it, and it was the best way to bring Liv Morgan back. Like, she slaps Dominic, then she jumps onto John Cena, then she does the heel turn signature move that John Cena done in February to Cody Rhodes, and then she helped Dominic to win back his Intercontinental Championship. Like, booked to perfection, that ending sequel with Liv Morgan, and I'm so glad that she came back, and we now have Liv Morgan back in WWE, and WWE is already better now that Liv Morgan's back. It's already like gone up from like here to like up to here now, but Liv being back, because she is incredible as a heel, like incredible. But yeah, like I said, I did give it a high 4 out of 5 because I personally felt that they went really good, and I really enjoyed every aspect of this match right here. I did predict, though, in my prediction that Dominic Mysterio was going to lose, but I was about to say something else then. And I did predict that John Cena was going to win. But I'm actually kind of glad that he didn't, and the match that is happening less than 2 weeks now with Gunther, most likely, is now going to be a traditional one-on-one match with no championships involved. So I actually don't mind that Dominic won, because I like Dominic. So, and Liv Morgan's back, so can't complain too much. But so yeah, so currently I am 1 for 4, sorry, still, because I didn't get that match right. Yeah, match number 3 / the co-main event for Survivor Series was the match for the Women's World Championship between Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer. I will tell you guys now, this match was shorter than the others, of course, but was way better than I was expecting it to be. Like, way better than I was expecting. And I did give it a high 3 out of 5. I don't think it was good or a great match, but it was definitely way better than I thought. I thought how different Nikki's style is and how different Stephanie Vaquer's style is, that they weren't really going to have that much good chemistry with one another. But And I thought this match was going to be like a high 2 out of 5, low 3 out of 5 scenario. But it was almost a 4 because I really, really enjoyed it. And I felt that the chemistry with Stephanie and Nikki was perfect. And every move that Nikki done, every move that Stephanie done was done to perfection in my eyes. And there's nothing negative to say about this match. And I honestly thought there was going to be a lot of negatives to say about the match between Nikki and Stephanie. And there's not. Because I personally felt that it was just a really enjoyable match. Like, just really enjoyable. Nikki went right after Stephanie when her back was turned as the bell rang. Obviously, Stephanie was looking out to the crowd to rile the crowd on. And then Nikki just attacked her while her back was turned. And then it quickly went out to the outside of the ring and they started brawling outside of the ring for a few minutes, which I didn't mind. Wish that was a little bit less time. They weren't outside of the ring for as much as they were, but I didn't mind it too much. Nikki was dominating Stephanie for the most part in this match. And to also view, Nikki had probably more offense in this match than Stephanie did, which is very intriguing and interesting because I definitely think they're going to carry this on. But I don't know. Not too sure on that one, yeah. Nikki was about to do the Devil's Kiss to Stephanie, which I actually kind of would have liked and it would have been quite interesting to see Nikki pull off the Devil's Kiss, I'm not going to lie to you. So I kind of wish it did happen, but it didn't. And then Stephanie tried to do the Devil's Kiss as well, but Stephanie, it's a bit weird that Nikki's real name is Stephanie. Nikki obviously rolled out to the outside of the ring. And then Nikki pulled off the back attack 2.0, but wasn't able to pick up the victory. And then we had a Devil's Kiss finally, after 2 attempts earlier on in the match. We finally got the Devil's Kiss, but we didn't get it in the ring or on the outside of the ring. We got it on the announce table. And Nikki was proper, like, allowing Stephanie to do the Devil's Kiss, like, properly. Like, she was, like, proper, like, whacking her head on the announce table. Like, she was allowing that to really, really happen. It was looked horrible but good at the same time, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I would love for Stephanie to do the Devil's Kiss to me. I can't lie. Like, I'm being honest here. Like, surely everybody would, yeah? No, just me. But we didn't get the Devil's Kiss once. Stephanie then rolled Nikki into the ring, and we got the Devil. What the fuck? We got the Devil Kiss again, inside of the ring this time, and then Stephanie was able to pick up the win by doing her new finisher by the looks of things. The corkscrew splash, and was able to pick up the victory in this very high, decent match between them both and retain her Women's World Championship. And like I said, I honestly thought that this match was going to be a high 2 out of 5, low 3 out of 5 type of moment. And I felt the chemistry was fantastic with them both and really, really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, like I said, I did not like I said, I haven't said it yet, but I did predict that Stephanie Vaquer was going to retain, because I feel like this was the most obvious match out of the 4 matches we were getting last night, that Stephanie was going to win, and I did get it correct. So I am currently 2 for 3. Yeah, so we are now on to the main event. And the main event of last night's Survivor Series, and like I said at the beginning of this video, I did get all 4 correct match order right, and my mum only got 1 match right in terms of order. Matches, like predictions, like who she thinks is going to win, she predicted the same people as me, so she's currently 2 for 3 as well. But yeah, she only got the men's War Games match as the main event. Yeah, the main event last night was the men's War Games match, and I will tell you now, I did give this match a high 5 out of 5 because I felt that this was incredible and I really personally enjoyed it. And I just felt that everybody in this match, like everybody in the men's War Games match, had a good what's the word I'm looking for? had their moment in this match. Like, I didn't feel like someone had a moment more than the other. I felt like everybody had moments in this match, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, there's not anything negative to say about this match. Like, nothing. Like, no negatives at all, personally, for me, anyway. Yeah. But CM Punk and Bron Breakker were the two people to start off this match. It was very back and forth between them both, which, of course, you know, I love a match when it's back and forth. Drew McIntyre was the third guy to come out for this match, and we did get Punk attire, was reunited with one another. Yeah. And then we quickly got a Claymore by CM Punk then, by Drew McIntyre to CM Punk, and obviously he couldn't pick up the victory because we had to wait for all 10 men to be in the ring at the same time before the War Games actually officially begun. But yeah, Bron and Drew McIntyre were destroying Punk for the most part. Drew kept going for Punk's eyes. I think Drew wanted to snatch CM Punk's eyes and keep them for himself for some weird reason, because he kept going for his eyes. Very, very weird. Like, you're right there, Drew. And then, yeah, Punk was, like I said, Punk was absolutely destroyed. And then we had Cody Rhodes. I was not expecting Cody Rhodes to be the fourth member out. I did actually get it right, though. I went, the next person's going to be Cody Rhodes, and then it was Cody Rhodes, so that was quite funny. But like, deep down, I was not expecting both, like, top champions to be the first two people for the baby faces in the ring. Like, not at all. So I actually quite like the fact that the two, like, champions were the first two people in, and they weren't the last two just because they're the champions. So I actually quite enjoyed that Cody was the fourth one out. And then obviously Drew McIntyre refused to let him in the cage because obviously they've got a rivalry going on at the moment, similar to what happened with Becky and AJ earlier on in the women's match. And then obviously Cody climbed up the cage, but didn't just climb up the cage and get down. He climbed up the cage and done a dive onto Drew McIntyre from the top of the cage, which looked insane. Yeah. And then Punk got cut, but I don't know when he got cut. Like, when the hell did that happen? Because I did not see him get cut at all. I don't know if it's when Cody, like, accidentally punched him that he got cut, but yeah, I don't know when that happened and how that happened, but yeah, we had a nasty looking clothesline by CM Punk while Bron Breakker was on the shoulders of Cody Rhodes that Bron literally landed on the back of his head, and I genuinely thought that Bron was a goner from that match and was going to have to be stretched out or just walked out with help to the back of the arena, because the way he landed on his neck and the way that he was just kind of froze, I was very concerned, and I felt like I felt it in my neck when that happened, because that did not look very nice at all. But luckily he was okay. Thank God he was okay. But yeah, that looked nasty as fuck. Logan was the fifth man out and didn't come alone. He did kind of come alone until he got to the cage, and then Drew told him to bring some objects into the ring, and those objects were chairs. And then Logan and Cody were going for blows on top of the cage, which I really, really enjoyed. Yeah. Jimmy Uso was the sixth man out, and he, again, came alone, but as he got to the cage, he brought out the tables, and obviously the crowd were very happy that tables were finally involved in this war game, because they weren't involved in the women's, I don't think, anyway. No, they weren't, no. And then Jimmy was dominating everyone, but then got claymore by Drew McIntyre, and Cody got cut open as well. I don't know when Cody got cut open either, but yeah, he had a cut like over his like eyebrow. I think, no, it was this one. Don't know how that happened. Really don't know how that happened. Bron Breakker, what? Bronson Reed was the sixth person out and tsunami'd literally everybody, and was completely destroying the baby faces. And Jey Uso was the seventh man out and destroyed everyone. And then we got a mid-yeet entrance during the match, which I guess in a way, I know I said there was only negatives in the women's, but I guess in a way that was a slight negative because it went on for a bit too long. Like, I didn't mind it because it's a very Jey Uso thing to do and it hypes up the crowd and all that, but it went on for a little bit too long, just a little bit too long, to the point that CM Punk started playing a guitar on the chair, that it was going on for that long. Yeah. I did find it quite funny at the end though, when literally Jay was like proper like headbanging like on top of the cage. Like, he was straight up vibing. And then Brock Lesnar's music hit, and obviously he was the last one out for Team Heels. Brock literally came in, F5 and suplexed living shit out of everybody. Of course, because, you know, Brock is too strong and too crazy that he literally cannot be destroyed by anyone unless your name is Roman Reigns. Yeah, so he just completely destroyed everybody, and then started destroying everyone with a chair. Roman was the last one out for the baby faces. Brock left the cage, but because the match hasn't officially started yet, it doesn't officially start until everybody's in the ring itself, that Brock leaving the cage and brawling outside of the ring with Brock Lesnar, it didn't forfeit the match. But yeah, Roman obviously come running to the cage. Superman punched Brock Lesnar 3 times and then got F5'd by Brock Lesnar onto the announce table. And I genuinely thought Roman was going to be out of it for like a bit of this match, and that would have been a little bit of a slight negative, but luckily that didn't happen. Brock just grabbed him and dragged him back into the ring, and then eventually, obviously, the official War Games match started. Yeah, and then we got a GTS and the Crossroads to Lesnar. Paul Heyman gave Logan the brass knuckles. I know it kind of gone from Roman being destroyed on the announce table to Brock Lesnar was GTS by Cody and CM Punk. Well, not GTS by Cody and CM Punk, but was GTS and Crossroads by Cody and CM Punk. But I haven't wrote every little thing that happened in this match, but it was a little bit of a weird jump, so I just thought I'd just clarify and speak about that. But yeah, Paul Heyman gave Logan the brass knuckles, and he started knocking out everyone but Roman. Roman obviously stopped it from happening and then grabbed the brass knuckles off of Logan Paul, and Superman punched everybody with the brass knuckles around his fingers. Roman then was able to spear Brock Lesnar into the announce table. No, what the hell? Into the table, while Jay was on top of Brock's shoulders. So kind of speared Jey Uso into the announce table. Into the table. I keep saying announce table, what the fuck? Into the table as well. And then we got a mystery person come running up the cage. Well, not running up the cage, climbing up the cage. They kicked CM Punk in the side of the head, then curb stomped CM Punk, looked at Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker looked hella confused, and then jumped out of the cage as quickly as he possibly could. What the hell? Like, I'll say now, Team Bron Breakker were able to pick up the victory in this match, and I did get it right, because I did say that Team Heels were going to win it for the men. So I did get it right, and Bron Breakker did pin the World Heavyweight Champion. So does that mean that Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, like, the hell? Bron Breakker and CM Punk are going to go one-on-one, potentially at Saturday Night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship is a very big possibility. Who is that mystery man? It's not Seth Rollins. Like, 100% it's not Seth Rollins. Like, definitely not. Like, definitely not Seth Rollins. I think it is Austin Theory. Like, the structure of the guy does look like it is going to be Austin Theory, but I don't know. Who do you guys think it is? Like, do you have a clue who it could be? Because I personally do. If I had to pick, I would say Austin Theory. Yeah, but no, that was a very interesting end to Survivor Series, and loads of people are hating on it because I think loads of people think that it's Seth Rollins. And I'm just like, it's not Seth Rollins. Like, I'm sorry, but Seth Rollins cannot move that fast. Like, he cannot move that fast. Like, not that fast anyway. So it's not Seth Rollins. It's definitely not Seth Rollins. I'm not gonna lie to you though. If it is Seth Rollins, I don't. It's not. But if it is, a lot of people are going to be annoyed because obviously that whole thing that happened with Braun taking him out and what Paul said about him, it's not going to really make any sense for it to be Seth Rollins. But to have Seth Rollins back in WWE, I would kind of be happy with it for that like sake alone. But it wasn't Seth Rollins. It was definitely Austin Theory or even somebody else. But yeah, that was the ending of Survivor Series. Like I said, I did give that match itself a high 5 out of 5 because I personally really enjoyed the match, and I did get it right, like I said, with the team heels winning. So me and my mum did get 3 out of 4 correct, because obviously the only match we got wrong is the match between Dominic Mysterio and John Cena, because we both predicted that John Cena was going to retain and go on to his last match as a champion. But yeah, I don't know if I put the ratings in the thumbnail. I don't think I do. So if I don't, then you don't know what the rating is yet. But if I do, then obviously you know what the rating I gave Survivor Series. But I personally felt the Survivor Series, and it might shock some of you for whatever reason, I don't know why, I personally gave it a 5 out of 5 because I really, really enjoyed this Survivor Series from beginning to end. Like I said, there was only a few negatives here and there, but not very many at all. It was way better than WrestlePalooza. I felt that I personally enjoyed it a little bit more than Crown Jewel, and I'd say it was slightly worse than Survivor Series, no, than SummerSlam Night 2. But other than that, I felt that Survivor Series, apart from the 3 negatives that I said, but that's it, 3 negatives out of the matches that we got and the potential of there being so many more negatives. There's only 3 negatives, and they're very minor negatives, like very minor negatives. That I personally just felt that this was a overall very good PLE, and just personally really, really enjoyed it. So yeah. My favourite match of the night was the men's War Games. Very close with the women's War Games, but personally for the mystery, a mystery guy that we got at the end, and the fact that I felt that all superstars in this match got a better showing than a couple of the women in the women's match, War Games, that I will say that the men's was slightly better than the women's, not by much, but slightly better. So I did enjoy it only just. But like I said, I enjoyed every single match that happened last night, and there's only a few negatives. And yeah, I am going to end this video here. It's not been as long as I was expecting it to be, considering how much I wrote down for the men's and women's War Game. So I'm very glad that it was not as long as I was expecting this video to be. So that's a big thumbs up from me. I do want to say quickly though, sorry if I kind of rushed through this a little bit, but I didn't want this video to be like almost like over an hour long. So I wanted to try and get through it as quickly as possible. But yeah, guys, this has been my Survivor Series review. I will be doing a Raw after Survivor Series review and a SmackDown after Survivor Series review as well. Yeah, guys, this has been Charlie, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.